"Oh, master of elephants, great, great master of elephants, please, please let me go. Let me go. I must go back to my nest. My children are waiting for me." And the master of the elephants turned to the bird catcher and said, "Bird catcher, don't be so cruel. Let this sweet bird go, and I will give you one of my elephants." "Ha! Don't be silly," said the bird catcher. "I'm taking this bird to the Rajah. He will give me a lot of money for it."
This is Wizard Grandpa's Stories.
Oh, hello, hello, hello.
How nice to see you. Welcome to Wizard Grandpa's Stories. Today, I'd like to tell you the story of the little bird and the Rajah. This is a story from India, from long, long ago. Once upon a time, there was a field of corn. And that field of corn was owned by a bird catcher. And he used to cover his corn with a net, so that when the birds came to peck at the corn, their little feet would become tangled in the net. And then he would go and pick them out one by one and put them in cages and take them away to sell them. Now, one day, he was doing exactly this, when he picked one of the birds off the net, and the bird sang so sweetly. He'd never heard anything like it, and he put her in a cage all on his own. And the bird sang to him, "Please, please, let me go home. My children are waiting for me in my nest. Let me go." And she sang it so very sweetly, he thought to himself, "Hoo, hoo, hoo, this bird has a good voice. I shall take the bird to the Rajah, and he will buy the bird from me for a lot of money." So the bird catcher left his field of corn behind, and all the other birds in cages, and took this one special, beautifully singing bird to the Rajah's palace. Now, the Rajah's palace was quite far away, so he had to walk through and through the countryside and the town to get there. And on the way, he passed a shepherd with his sheep. And as they were going past the shepherd, the bird called out, "Shepherd, shepherd, please let me go. Let me go. I must go back to my nest. My children are waiting for me." And the shepherd turned to the bird catcher and said, "Oh, that bird sings so sweetly. Let me have her, and I will give you one of my sheep." "No, no, no," said the bird catcher. "I'm taking this bird to the Rajah, and he will give me a lot of money for her. And money from the Rajah is much better than one of your sheep." The bird catcher carried on down the road, and they came to a camel herder. And the little bird sang out, "Oh, master of camels, please, please, let me go, let me go. My children are waiting for me in the nest." And the camel herder said to the bird catcher, "Take pity, old man. I will give you one of my camels if you let the bird go." "No, no, no, no. Don't be silly. I'm taking this bird to the Rajah, and he will give me a lot of money for this bird." And so the bird catcher carried on down the road. And then they came to a man who was washing his elephants. And the little bird sang out, "Oh, master of elephants, great, great master of elephants, please, please let me go. Let me go. I must go back to my nest. My children are waiting for me." And the master of the elephants turned to the bird catcher and said, "Bird catcher, don't be so cruel. Let this sweet bird go, and I will give you
one of my elephants."
"Ha! Don't be silly," said the bird catcher. "I'm taking this bird to the Rajah. He will give me a lot of money for it."
And the bird catcher carried on his way. The bird catcher arrived at the Rajah's palace, and outside was a servant. And the bird catcher said to the servant, "Please tell the Rajah I have with me the bird who sings more beautifully than any other bird in the world, and I'm willing to sell her to him." Well, the servant went to the Rajah, and the Rajah invited the bird catcher in, and when he heard the bird singing, he bought her straight away. The bird catcher left his pockets full of gold. The bird then sang, "Oh, great Rajah, great Rajah, please, please let me go. My children are waiting for me in my nest. I must go home and tend for them." And the Rajah said, "Little bird, you sing so beautifully. I will never let you go. I want to listen to you every day." "Oh, great Rajah, let me go home, let me go home." "No, no, no, no. Your voice is exquisite. You must stay with me forever." "Oh, great Rajah, you are so cruel. Even a shepherd is kinder than you. Even the master of camels is kinder than you. Even the master of elephants is kinder than you. Hard-hearted Rajah." Well, the Rajah may well have liked her singing, but he became very annoyed at what she was saying. So he called for his cook and said to the cook, "Cook me this bird. I will eat her straight away." So the cook took the bird to the kitchen and cooked her, and brought her back and laid her in front of the Rajah. And the Rajah gobbled her up straight away. And then he said, "There's something strange going on in my tummy. The bird is moving around." And he could feel the bird moving around inside his tummy, and then he could feel the bird climbing up and trying to get out. And he called for his soldiers, "Soldiers, soldiers, come, quickly, quickly." His soldiers stood around him, and he said, "Take out your swords. When this bird comes out, I want you to kill her straight away." And the bird came up. The bird came up through his throat, out of his mouth, and she flew into the air. The soldiers drew their swords, and they swiped, and they swiped, and they swiped to try and kill the bird, but they missed every time, and instead they cut the head off the Rajah. The bird flew away. She flew back to her nest, where her little ones were waiting for her. The Rajah, well, there was nothing left to say about the Rajah. If only he'd been more kind and more warm-hearted, surely he would still be alive to this day. And that was the story of the little bird and the Rajah. I do hope you liked it, and I do hope you will like, subscribe, and share. And when you come back to Wizard Grandpa's stories, don't forget to bring all your friends with you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.